never been taken out. I keep MCs looking out. I drop signs like Crosby dropping babies, enough to make a nigga go crazy. In the G building, taking all types of medicines. Your ass thought you were better than a son. I keep planets in orbit while I be coming with deeper and more shit. Enough to make you break and shake your ass as I create. Rhyme good as a tasty cake makes. This style I'm mastered in. Niggas catching headaches, what? You need aspirin? This type of pain you couldn't even kill with Midor. Fuck around, get sprayed with Lysol. In your face like a can of mace, baby. It's just burning with fucking now you're learning how. I don't even like your motherfucking profile. Give me my fucking shit. Wow, I seen and heard. No one knows, you forget. Niggas be quiet as kept. Now you know nothing before you do a whole fucking lot. Your ass don't wanna get shot. A lot of MCs came to my showdown. Then watch me put your fucking ass low down. As you can go below zero, without a doubt, I never been taken out by a nigga who couldn't figure. Yeah, by a nigga who couldn't figure. Yeah, by a nigga who couldn't figure how to pull a fucking gun trigger. So get the fuck out of here. Nigga wanna get too close to the utmost, but I got stacks that'll attack any whack host. Introducing your fuck that nigga's name. My hip hop drops on your head like rain. And when it rain, it pours up my rhymes hardcore. That's why I give you more of the raw. Tell them that I got will rock the spot. MCs, I'll be burning hot. Whoa ho ho, let me like slow up with the flow. If I move too quick, oh, you just won't know. I'm homicidal when you enter the target. Nigga, get up, act like a pig, try to hold shit. So I take your ass out quick, the mic's some had it, my nigga. You can suck my dick. If you wanna step to my motherfucking rep, blow, 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 blown to death. You got shot cause you knock. Who's there? Another motherfucking hard rock. Slacking on your back cause raw's what you lack. You wanna react? Bring it on back. Yeah. Same with you when you stepped up to the old dirty bastard. Brooklyn, so shame on you when you stepped up.
Yeah, we already know who I am. Fuck all that. I'm tired tonight. I ain't about to do all that shit. You know my intro. You know my theatrics. But I wanted to play some Old Dirty Bastard while I get ready. For anybody who actually does want to donate, please donate just to the GoFundMe. Put your name as anonymous because Slimebeast has already made it a point on the lolcow forums to try to dox people who donate. As well as mass reporting it, of course, but so far that hasn't worked, so... But tomorrow is D-Day, more or less. I have not raised enough money, and I have not saved enough money, which I do have money saved. I'm not going to disclose how much. But, you know, my wife and I both work a day job, as well as the YouTube, and just doing everything we can. And I don't know, I've never been to a second hearing for an eviction, so hopefully tomorrow I have something to share. I'll probably go live sometime in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, after the initial thing, and I have public, like Department of Human Services is supposed to give me I have an appointment that day too. They're aware of the court date, so hopefully they might have some assistance too. I fear the worst case scenario is I'll have to relocate and move, and in a way, yes, like the pedophiles might see that as a victory, but that's okay. I mean, they're used to attacking children. But all in all, we have income. I know we're not going to be homeless, so that's a plus. It's just really, it's a shitty thought. Never thought my family would be put back in a position like that again. I do have a video in the works in regards to the whole last stream, Slimebeast admitting a lot of stuff. For you, those of you who were not here, I got Slimebeast in a call and bent him over and fisted the dirty pedophile like he is. He admitted to, well, being a pedophile. He admitted to, he actually verbally fully doxed me on stream. And he's trying to put out a lot of information just to misguide you, like... For example, that I was public about my docs before he said it, and in reality, it's just after he started posting court shit for my eviction with my address, my full name on it, I'm like, I don't care anymore. So yeah, I did start saying it after that fact. Because the way I look at it is, I know people aren't really out to get me. If y'all see me out in, like, real life, you can say hi to me and shit, just don't scare me, man. Don't be surprised if I'm socially awkward either, but, like, yeah, I know there's more people looking out for just the content and, like, humanity versus, like... out to get me versus his nonsense. So, like, I ain't scared of shit. If you'd like to donate, in the description, I do have my GoFundMe there. You could also, if you want to do something different, I mean, you can go to my link tree, which has all my links, like PayPal, Cash App, shit like that. Yeah, I'm e-begging like a motherfucker. Dude, if I didn't have kids, this would be my game plan. This would be my game plan, okay? I would get an RV. But in a way, that's kind of a fantasy. I love the idea of traveling and doing shit like that. But, you know, I'm trying to be positive tonight. I wanted to chit chat with you guys because, like, a big thing with content creators too, people are like, oh, they're, you know, your audience is not your therapist, dude. They're not your friends. And I can get that to a good degree, but you're all my friends, whether we know each other or not. I'm one of those people too that hasn't had a great life, and like I don't have many RL friends for various reasons. Even people can cry about that, whatever. But like, I relate to a lot of you guys. We talk through comments, we talk through whatever, and every time I have a live stream, it's like going to a party with friends where nothing bad happens. You know, even if we have some chaos and some drama, or it's me bitching, it's like, you know, I always feel like I'm around good people, and it's a good social thing for me, especially since I believe I am on the spectrum of socially awkward issues. Like being around people is like damn near painful sometimes, but like these things help me with that, and it helps me in like social interactions. So really appreciate that. Portland, like Oregon, right? Forgive me, my geography knowledge is not the best, I guess. Bro, I want to go to Oregon so bad. So, yeah, for sure. I want to smoke out and check out the nature in Oregon. Like, I'm a big person who just, like, wants to chill on nature. Also, Val, thank you for that Cash App tip there. You don't have to say it's not a lot. Literally every dollar counts. I put everything back. I did do an impulse buy tonight. I had to get some groceries after work. Like, which I may be a little off. I'm tired. I had to get some groceries after work, and there was this. Can I show you it? Just hold on one second. Let me show you it. It's like a jacket kind of. It was on clearance for fucking $15, and I feel guilty for it. Hold on a second. I want to show it though. It's really cool in my opinion. Oh, here's Plague Moth's fat body. Remember? Slimebeast says I'm like 600 pounds. It's nothing special, but it's like this purple pink kind of plaid pattern. It's not doing the color justice. It's like a good mix of purple pink, and it has a little hood, and it's good for the weather right now. Like, I legit might wear this to court tomorrow. It feels and looks nice with these pants I got. Like it. I don't go like this to court, by the way. I clean up nice. I take my piercings out. Like, I know how to be a professional, a conservative professional. And honestly, the judge who deals with these kind of things is really laid back. But either way, I believe in being professional in court, and even if you're kind of casually dressed like that, you should at least try to dress your best. And I don't have a whole lot of dress shirts that aren't gaudy, and that's not the kind of vibe I'm trying to give to people who, like, a lawyer who represents my landlord and shit. You feel me? Like, I normally don't wear a bunch of colors. I know that sounds kind of what it is, but I don't. It's just, it doesn't interest me. I'm a graphics tee kind of guy, the occasional tie-dye or something. I got a few oddball shirts, but like, man, I saw that. I walked past it 6 different times before I was like, I don't give a fuck. It's $15. I'm gonna try. I don't know. I don't care. It was like an impulse stress buy. At least that's how I'm rationalizing it. Thank you, Stolen Lemon, for the $10. Love you too, seriously. I'm so bad with, like, I feel I'm bad with interaction nowadays, but like, there's so many messages I plan on replying to, like, this week. But like, you guys share me so much love and stuff, and I'm just so, I don't know. Okay, I'm retweeting that. That's NSFW, but I don't give a fuck. I don't have a nice suit. That's the only reason I wouldn't wear it. I love suits. I fucking love suits. I got rid of some of my suits. They were ill-fitted. I Goodwilled my shit. You know how that is. Fuck shit. I don't judge Goodwill or anything, but finding things that are in like a men's fit blows. I'm a thrifty motherfucker. I love thrift shopping, but it's such a rarity that I can actually find something that I can use, and it sucks. And my eldest daughter, that girl is a phenom when it comes to fucking shopping and style. She loves those like tomboyish like 90s fucking mom jeans bullshit. Like she's legit. Like she's got like all that black metal flair and shit. Like she's edgy, but she's so Andrea that it balances out all the fucking stupid for me, and I'm so proud of her. She's all like AP, top of her class, fucking smart, barely ever fucked up in anything in life. Her teenage fuck ups were so minute. There's not even a story to tell. You know what I mean? I'm so proud of her. I can't even believe well, I guess I can't believe it. And one thing I toot my own horn on, this is my dad. You know, this is my dad thing. I will never take credit for her being her and a success, but there was one thing I've always drilled into her as a kid, and this is from someone who has like no education and is on paper I'm a fucking loser, for sure. I told her, I was like, if I could go back and do school and stuff, and after all the experiences and stuff I've done, now this is back since she was like 8, I was like, because she used to fumble in school a little bit. Now this girl was smart, but she was lazy, and she's still kind of like meh. But she's the kind of lazy now where it's like, I could do whatever the fuck I want, but still get my work done with A++ kind of shit. And legit, she has gotten A++ on certain things. It's insane. Anyway, I always told her, it's like, you know, school, especially being like a chill, like whatever, public school setting, you're allowed to socialize, you're allowed to have fun, you're allowed to do whatever and be a kid, but you got to understand something. They do this to train you to work for a job. And it's like, you want to make money and have a job. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, well, think about it. You're at this place for like 7-8 hours a day. They give you like a 30-minute lunch break. I mean, this is training you for the real world. So I want you to take your schoolwork and treat it like work. And she's like, what about my friends? I'm like, well, that's okay too. It's like, and back then I was working factories too. I was like, I work at a fucking factory, honey. You know, I work on car parts, but I still chit chat and have friends there. But when it's time to work, you put your face down into the work and you just get it done and blow through the time because it's only temporary. You're bored. That girl took that fucking advice, and she can run circles around anybody in the fucking, like, I have never, I know there's a parental pride blinders, but holy shit. She puts me to shame as far as intelligence, and even Andrea sometimes. And Andrea is one of the most intelligent people I fucking know, for sure. You have not seen Andrea's light, and I wish you would forget I existed if you could see Andrea's light in, like, at every aspect. Like, I wish she would like, go out into content creation for commentary, like, social commentary. I told her, I was like, don't go fucking petty shit. Just because she wants to make content. And I'm like, Andrea, I would watch your shit, not just because you're my wife, but because you're fucking smart. The way you talk, you present yourself well, you're a professional, you're funny, you're witty, like, get that shit out there. Imposter syndrome's real. The only reason I got anything is because of you guys, because I'm telling you now, I don't know what the fuck's made me start doing this shit. Like, yeah, I know I'm not the best parent out there. And lately, my little ones, a lot of the kids I talk about are my 3 youngest. Because they're my youngest, they require the most attention. My eldest are very self-sufficient. You know, without saying too much, my eldest, she's 17, dude. Like, I mean, you know, she's almost an adult. Like, I barely have to worry about her. So, you know what I mean? Like, so I talk about my youngest a lot. And, like, those 3... I kind of forget my bigger point, but they're little shits. I have so much pride in my kids. Oh, for Void Reality over there chilling. Hey, the Slimebeast tip here. Wait, some people said some volume issues. Are we getting some mic issues? Hold on one sec. I'll turn it up just a smidget just in case. So it might get a little loud for some of you out there. Okay, so I had him on a live stream, and here's the thing I've been doing lately, okay? And you might even notice, for those of you who were in the live stream, how I was just fucking with him for a while. I was saying some nasty, weird shit. I was talking about his dad, talking about a brother that probably doesn't even exist. I've been baiting my brigade and shit. Like, this has been my thing on Twitter, and I know I'm reactive. Everyone wants me to just shut up, but here's my thing. I get my jollies out by getting my little trolling out in, like, one-liners and then ignoring them until the next thing. Now, here's what changed. I've been trying to get I've been trying to get Slimebeast on a live stream to fuck with him for a long time. Now, he finally caved and got on the live stream. And what happened was a little different. There's over an hour and 40 minutes of shit, like, we're editing and sifting through. It started with me trolling him, but he was so emotional that he sold out his fucking compadres, so to speak. He inadvertently admitting to being a fucking pedophile. He admitted that he doxed my family. He admitted that he threatened to say my children's names on stream. As well as, which I mistakenly said something about the pictures on a tweet. That was a mistake, but who gives a fuck? Then he doxed me full out. Like, he was just like, you know, Dylan M. Morgan. Like, I don't give a fuck that people know my name. It's just a dumb name. It does mean like a lion, though, apparently. But it's just what it is. It's not like I can say, oh, that's my dead name. You know what I mean? I'm not like, no offense, but like, I'm not trans. I'm gender fluid. I don't consider myself trans necessarily. That's not. Anyway, I don't. What I'm trying to say is I don't necessarily consider my name a dead name, but it's, to me personally, it's something that I kind of disregard. It's something that was given to me that I didn't agree to, and I don't really have an opinion on. I mean, people call me my name for whatever, but when people call me Moth, it feels like a good sense of identity. Okay, I'm going to turn this YouTube app thing off in OBS. I just realized it's showing 0 viewers all the time, even though there's plenty of you in here. So it's not something I can claim and say, hey, you know, you're saying this or that, but it's something that's just like, it just kind of doesn't click with me, so it doesn't bother me. So it's kind of like, at first it did because it was privacy, and then I started to realize, after hearing podcasts, after listening to different content creators, after talking to different people, I'm kind of like, this literally, everybody has a Slimebeast, guys. Everybody has a Slimebeast. Everyone. Every one of your favorite creators has a Slimebeast. I'm not even fucking kidding. It's just a matter of whether you see them. Now, here's my thing. I'm so personal and reactive that I fucked myself over by reacting so many times. And, like, even Muda, like, warned me about this like a year ago. Also, to clarify something, too, I never said I was on some weird private Discord with Mudahar. I just said I'm in group chats and different things with many different creators, and I can tell you, their opinion on Slimebeast is not good. That shit is not flying well behind the scenes. And that started to mature my perspective on things, because I'm sitting here, I gotta defend this, because what if strangers think this? Of course strangers are gonna think I'm a fucking creep. I have a gore channel, and honestly, I don't care. You can think whatever the fuck you want about me, but if you think I actually watch, like, CSAM, then you've already had a predetermined weird bias. You've already had some opinion, because it's, like, outside of the goofs and, yeah, the semi-exploitive content, like, dude, like, my mission statement here is, like, voice of the victims. Let's get these stories out as raw as they are, because the world doesn't want you knowing how fucked up we are. And, like, and by that I mean, like, the world is disgusting, and it's crazy. Oh, Rita. I've had a couple people tell me a few things about Muda, and I'm not going to put words in some ordinary gamer's mouth. The man is observant. This is coming from someone who... Okay, point out. Here's some things I want to clarify real quick. One, I don't give a fuck about every content creator out there, and what I mean by that is, if Muda doesn't like me, I don't fucking care. I don't seek outside approval from these content creators like a lot of people do. Have I shouted out people and hailed them and, like, dick rided? Yeah, absolutely, because I'm grateful in a way and inspired. Mudahar inspired my channel. He's a couple months younger than I, and I started watching him at some of the most critical, painful points of my life. And he was just so inspiring, and it made me forget about a lot of content. You know, I'm not on a lot of content. His content made me forget a lot about his stress. A lot about... I'm sorry, I'm tongue-tied. You get what I'm trying to say? But at the end of the day, it's like, I don't have to sit there and go, tag at Muda, Slimebeast hurt my feelings. Like, I don't have to do that stupid shit. Like, I don't fucking care. He could block me, and at the end, I don't give a fuck. I'm still playing motherfucking Moth. I'm me. And that's not a narcissistic thing. That's just saying I've created my own niche that I need to develop. And it's inspired me recently through all the chaos. And I know at the end of the day, at the end of all of this hump, the eviction and everything else, I have a period I'm going to cornily call my metamorphosis. I am going to make content. I'm going to push a lot more for premium content because like I have put dates out and everything that I have not complied with now, and I feel I haven't even applied my schedule because of the whole thing. I'm losing my home, guys. I'm losing it. I'm probably not going to live in this place anymore, and it's the nicest place I've owned with my family, or rented. I don't own it, and I don't know what we're going to do from here, and I'm scared. But like at the end of the day, like, you know, I'm not going to stop doing what I do, and I know it's going to be okay. It's going to be better than when things were really bad, and I know where my core audience is and what you all truly want for content. And yeah, Riley, he's fucking weird. There's no hard feelings between us either, by the way. Just ride and keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I see you, you see me. We're people, dude. I kind of got lost track of thought there. I'm kind of getting a little emo. Kitty Von Ending, that's my number one fear. I know that sounds stupid, but my pets are my fear because I know my family. I'm going to make sure they're okay. My kids, they grasp what's going on and they're scared because I'm the kind of person that even with my youngest, I will tell them a good, appropriate description of what's going on in our lives because I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to have them go, Daddy, why are we packing? I'm going to be like, listen, you know, they know. Do they know about the stresses and Slimebeast and stuff? They just know that bad people have attacked us and I have fought back. And, you know, I know we're going to be okay, but I do have some pets. I have a couple caged animals, reptiles. I don't know what to do, and it would shatter Andrea if she had to do something with her snake. And then my son, my eldest son, that's his bearded dragon, Yoshi. He's such a cool pet. Like, I don't actually know what to do. And then I have my two cats. If I have to do something, like, my eldest would never forgive me if something happened to Payman and Bunny, and I would be heartbroken. Those are my babies. I know that's the weirder part. Like, I know my human family is going to be okay regardless of what happens, but you know how it is trying to shelter animals, and we don't have friends and family out here. Just saying, if anybody's out in Kalamazoo, Michigan, let me know. We're about to become friends. Because, this shit's been stupid. You know what's something that's been on my mind all day, though, and it's kind of off topic, and it's a positive thing. It's a positive, it's like a positive thing. And it's like, I've been listening to podcasts, and dude, I'm so hyped to start, like, actually launch and commit to a podcast, because I think that that'd be a great platform. Like, that'd be a great way to push things out and do different things. I've been listening to stuff at work, obviously. I'm a typical white guy. Like, okay, as far as, like, comedy goes, so don't judge me too much. But, like, I have been on and off just dabbling in podcasts. I like last podcast on the left and things like that, but one podcast that kind of caught my attention for work, just numbness lately, was Two Bears, One Cave, and it's two comedians like Tom Segura and Burt Kirshner, like the Machine, the guy who takes his shirt off and shit. And it's not so heavily focused on their corniness and shit, because I know they got some corny stand-up shit. But Tom Segura is my, like, white guy fave, gotta say. It's just been chilling, and the way they okay, it gave me a perspective on how two people who do a different profession can chill out and just talk about shit. And I'm like, man, this is a good way of actually setting up a podcast. You want to know something funny? They were watching gore on the podcast, this episode I listened to, and I thought that shit was funny as shit. It's crazy. They should be canceled and crucified, huh? Oh yeah, true. Technically, Tom isn't white. He's like half Peruvian. And then researching that on my break, it actually made me look into how podcasts are launched on Spotify. And like, guys, I got this shit. I could do this. I also have, like I said, I got so much music going on in the back burner. It's so weird how my focus through stress, I creatively decided to dump in what would professionally be deemed the wrong places. And my wish, like my real wish in all of this, is that I could get all the rent caught up, because we can maintain. Then I want to take a week off of everything, social media, everything. Maybe I'll chat in Discord here and there or whatever, but won't post on Twitter, nothing. And just be with my family and chill, and then come back with the hardest kind of content I can with at all fields. Like, make a great video for YouTube, make a great video for premium, maybe put out a single or something. Like, I explore music too. For people who have listened to some of my, I've been featured on Rat King's Ghost stuff. You've heard me in Doom and Roll Won't Save Your Soul. You've heard me in the intro and outro for Red Room. I used to be in the DSBM project with my buddy and Necrotizer, who probably hates me by now. Such a shitty friend. And then, when I was working with Slane, we were doing like this almost Suicide Boys kind of style, like horrorcore trap type shit. And like, I have passion for all that, and I'm sitting on some stuff for for trap, for black metal, for even a little doom metal, for even black gaze like fucking Alcest, to even new metal. I previewed a little bit of that last stream as well as on Twitter. Like, it's been weird. Now, Suicide Boys for sure. If Second Salem and Battle Creek for sure, dude. I've been wanting to get out the shows and shit, and I've had some people get close to me, but I couldn't just because of all this drama. Like, I would fucking kill to just go to a show, watch you all play, say hi or whatever, hang out, do whatever the fuck. I don't care if you want a fanboy or whatever. I'm gonna be the fan there. I want to live like a normal person. My wife and I have not had an outing in years. We live like 70-year-old boomers by force a lot of the time, and it sucks. I will bitch about that. We do not get time out, and it pisses me off. I am 29 years old, and I've spent my 20s busting my ass trying to make sure my family's okay and struggling with mental health, and it sucks ass. Ah, my penis is on screen. I'm kidding. I wonder what that looks like at OBS, though. Is it going to show me? Yeah, it is. I had to grab something and do something I didn't want any, Slimebeast is watching. He's been reporting everything. Like, I even get tweets with warnings on them now. He keeps sending me, like... Hear my voice get nasally. He's sending me, like, a bunch of suicide warning shit. It's fucking lame. You open for fucking Mushroom Head? Okay, so Mushroom Head's not like the biggest fucking band in the planet, but I mean, that's still sick. Like, I'm proud of you, bro. Damn, that's cool. Alright, so let me get a calculator out. Someone asked me how short I am on rent. Let me get for Vic's Vlog Candy. So I do have savings. I'm going to factor a small amount of public assistance into this total amount as well, and kind of do some math, okay? If I tell you the raw amount with no payment, you're going to be like, you're a fucking loser. And here's what I've been doing. I'm going to be honest, I have very low confidence that we're going to be able to save our home. I do. So I've been hoarding the money instead of I'm not just going to pay it into that. I would rather owe a huge lump sum and make sure that my family has shelter. Okay? Maybe that's a dumb decision. I don't fucking know, but I know one thing. They're going to evict if they're going to evict with or without that money in their pocket. And if they're not going to take, I can't give every last dime. So I have money in the bank that is supposed to go towards that. And I'm going to factor that into a calculation. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't want to fucking throw up. That gave me such bad anxiety. Okay, so let's just factor. Oops. Let's see if they give me. If I get. About $5,100. That's assuming the public assistance goes through, and I'm counting my savings towards it too. So it's quite a bit. Sorry, those numbers and shit, I'm just like, oh god. I pay over $2,000 in rent. I have to have a fucking 4-bedroom. I don't live in like the fucking the hood. Like, not, I don't live in a hood. Like, wasn't sure. I don't live in like Ritz, but I'm also like, when I was able to afford this, I moved into somewhere like middle class that I could afford. And then, like, Michigan laws, like, because I have so many kids or whatever, they're like, they have to have a certain amount of bedrooms for so many heartbeats or some lame excuse they gave me. And I'm like, can I just downsize and pay half rent, please? Like, my kids wouldn't give a shit if they had, like the Varg bunk bed set up. Yeah, it's about 3 months. And it's because I haven't put the money towards that as well, because I'm like, if they're going to evict me, I need this money to get shelter for my children. And yeah, Twisted, you know, like, it's so stupid. So I got my kids. I got 3 girls, 2 boys. One boy lives off with Biodad right now, and it's a custodial bullshit. We're not going into that, but you get my feeling. So I got like 4 people in this house. I got 3 girls, 2 boys. I got 1 million children. I pay like, it's like $2,500 in rent, truthfully. And the thing is, I could afford it with both of our jobs plus YouTube's like premium page income. We're okay now to keep building and shit. But like, it's the matter of avoiding this eviction. If I could duck this eviction and get shit over, like I said, I want to take that week and then just, it would be something you've never seen. I want to say it's better than, it would be, oh, we're going back to a time. I've been reflecting so much on my content in this time. You have no idea what you're in for. As far as good shit. Like, I'm like, man, yeah, I got some small videos, this and that, but like, fuck my back burner. There's no other content creators that are going to get the real shit out. I'm going to be the one that grows my content on the most, I will say, we can drop the most controversial commentary, but we can just go to the most disturbing and true YouTube channel on the planet. I'm going to be diving into dark web pedophile rings, the realities of people who actually have children to just sell them, things like that. And things that, you know, bro, I'm not even religious on that aspect. I've been very anti-religious. I am not Islamophobic. Just an FYI, I expect that's coming next. But like, I've said so much off shit about Jesus, Muhammad, and shit. I've been the most edgy, Satan-y motherfucker. But if you're gonna pray to Jesus for me, fucking do it tonight. I don't give a fuck who, what. I don't give a shit if you look down at your hard dick and go, listen, buddy, send Moth some blessing. Just fucking do it. Even if you wish death upon me and hate me, just to make sure my kids are okay. Over everything, like, if it meant... Ugh. Well, yeah, I celebrate Easter. It's a pagan holiday anyway. Oh, Discord of Sound, I already know. I got insider info as far as CPS goes. People who have worked for CPS and people who have been neglected because of CPS cases. Like, I've talked to a lot of people about these kinds of things. That's my big thing. Now he's using kids as a weapon. No matter who you are, even my mother, who I consider the most evil woman in the world, I know there was somewhere in there that she had love for her kids. Okay? Unfortunately, that's how it works, and that's a painful thing for victims to try to rationalize and understand. But, like, no matter how someone views me, no matter how low and evil someone thinks I am, I don't think my children should be viewed in that light, and I think that they should be put into consideration when it comes to things like income and shelter. because my biggest splurges in life when I was making good money, and I know I would shit post and talk, I make 10K a month. I would just shit on Reddit and be a dick. No matter what my excuse and being drunk or whatever for it, it was wrong. I get it. But my biggest flexes, dude, or shit I would do with my kid. There would not be a day that I wouldn't go out at some point during the day. My kids wouldn't know. And I would just go to Target, Walmart, and I'd come back with something. Like a $30 something for each. No matter what. Why? And then 90% of the time at the end of the season, literally, by like the end of spring, the end of summer, we would end up donating so many almost like great toys and shit because I'd spoil them so hard, and then they understand the process too. We donate things we don't use. I was just like, oh my God, it made me feel like a god. I was like, I can be... And it's really weird. My second son, my youngest son, is the one who I view as the most, like, he's my clone. So I do this weird emo trauma thing where I'm like, yeah, the GoFundMe is in my description. I do this thing where I see him and me, and it causes so many emotions. But I do this thing where I'm like, I compare different things because he's got a lot of interesting genetic anxiety issues. And I look at him almost as like, damn, it was like, is this what I would have been like if I wasn't so fucked up? And like all my kids, I love spoiling them. Even today, like the Easter clearance, it was cheap. I got like, you know, the Reese's white chocolate eggs because my son, I heard him talk to his sister and mention that he wants to try one so bad. I didn't tell him shit. I'm like, okay, they're on clearance. When I went shopping this evening, fucking like 20 cents an egg. I'm like, you think I'm not going to spend 20 cents to get them a tiny little treat? Even Miss Diabetes, give her a little insulin. She has a little chocolate she's not supposed to have. It's cool. You know, I'm that kind of dad. And it's like, that's more satisfying than anything to me. When I actually had money, I would very rarely spend it on myself. Now, I would, here and there. The one big thing I invested in was a computer. But other than that, like, we have, if I'm even when I told Andrea, she, like, if she wanted to do something, and she's like, are you okay with that? I'm like, well, honey, the bills are paid. We have food. The kids are happy. We got, stuff going in savings. This is before we bought our pump, the insulin pump. I don't give a shit. I said, all I want is everybody happy. And that's when I started actually taking the time to work on my mental health journey. And that was so bad. It was so bad at first. For a lot of people, you understand. They had me on medication for, like, they had me on Seroquel. They had me on so many heavy things because the trauma that they heard, they're like, oh. And I had to play the guinea pig game until I was finally regulated. And then all this shit happened, and then I had to cut off of all of those medications cold turkey. I thought I was going to die. Shitting and puking at both ends. Like, I thought I was going to die. And it was just, oh man, I was on max dose for Seroquel. Yeah, I see a few of you out there who are on fucking Seroquel too, but like, dude, I still have a few. I think they're, I don't want to try to dig through all my shit under my desk, but I have like a bottle somewhere left over. I was max dose, and then it was just night night, bitch. And by bottle, I mean like an empty bottle. I was like, oh. I'm glad I'm not on it because those things weren't actually for me. Talking to my psychologist now, who does work with me, even though I'm still like, I actually had to stop taking one medication and I'm scared to go back on it. I'm waiting to schedule another appointment to figure out what we're going to do. But basically, I'm just on Lexapro now, and I was on 2 other medications for my PTSD that I had to stop. And sorry, I don't feel good. I don't. I feel horrible. Like, even right now, I feel horrible. And I'm not trying to guilt you or anything. I'm just trying to express myself. But, like, mental health sucks. And it... like, I'm so scared for tomorrow. Yeah, no one's taking 1,600 fucking Seroquel. What the fuck? Full of shit. Pull that shit out right now. Yes, I'm digging through a pile of shit. My office is gross. I don't care. That ain't worth it to me. You're out of your fucking mind. Midwest Crime Corner, medical marijuana. I am a huge advocate for cannabis, especially for medical cannabis uses. I come from, recreational cannabis use, but also, like, medical cannabis use. So, like, I've had my card. Andrea's had her card. I've been diagnosed with severe CPTSD, as well as, chronic anxiety, depression. Those things do help. For those of you who do not know, I'm going to become a little candid, and I'm going to tell you something that I've only mentioned once in a video. I also have a pretty bad eating disorder. Okay. And it's bad. I have anorexia. I go through bouts of starving myself severely, and then I binge eat here and there, and it's basically what's maintained partial weight. It's something that actually is part of the reason it's just what it is, but, like, I have issues, and the only thing that I've been very public and loud about was, my CSA, and it's because that is, like a lot of victims, I feel shame when you shouldn't, and I can separate. My logic is separated from my emotion, but I still feel the emotion instead. But my brain tells me, tell your audience what you went through and give validity to victims, because not everybody's gifted with a platform and a voice. And it's like, Dylan, you're not scared to talk about what you went through, so please do it. Like, that was the message that went through my head. And that's what made me tick over and decide to start talking about the abuse I went through. And, drama related, just one thing about Slimebeast that I got to admit, he's got under my skin. And I know you're here right now, you fat fucking loser, but, like, yeah. Mocking the fact that I was raped and then giving me, victim shaming me and denying me, that's a pretty low move. You got me to my heart. But in the end, you think that's publicly okay. I know for a fact it's not. And I know that no matter what nasty jokes and shit I've made, when it comes down to someone who's been victimized like that, I've been very proper and professional. And I understand that, like, that's a part of the reason that I've spoke out is because despite me being gender fluid, that wasn't always the case. And I present very masculine, obviously. I'm considered a man, and, a man who I got like a deeper voice. I got a masculine presence. So when something that's always inspired me is when someone who you see as like a badass or a man says, "Hey, no, I was victimized." Do I see myself like that? No, I actually don't. I have very low self-esteem. But, like, a lot of people see me as this, that, or the other. So when I decided I'm just going to start talking openly about it, I remember it. I was still living in Tennessee. I even told my wife, I started talking about my abuse on stream. And she's like, yeah? And I'm like, yeah. And I think I'm going to continue talking about it openly because I said the more I talk about it, it's kind of like therapy. The better I feel. And, oh, that's wrong. That's your audience. But it's like, yeah, I'm proud of my audience, because now here's where Slimebeast says that you're all disgusting. He said that I've garnered an audience of sexual abuse victims so I can groom and rape them. That's pretty low and fucking gross. In reality, I'm proud because I'm like, someone else understands what I went through. Not even arguably, factually. There's thousands or more people who've been through so much worse than I. But from my own personal perspective, of course, what I went through was the worst because it's my life. But if my story, just venting and bitching about the pain I went through, can make someone go, thank you, I'm not alone, I want to live another day, then that means everything, because it's like, I've been there. Motherfucker, you think I've wanted to live? Holy shit. But I feel we all need to, and I feel we all should. And as people who have been victimized, we should rally together and give each other strength to give life. And I think that the whole wokeness, openness in life is good, because mental health in America sucks. I haven't been in therapy for a long time, but psychiatry, I've just kept up the medication. But like, even if we can talk amongst ourselves, it's like an AA thing. It's like we can go, hey, you know, I can find some closure and experiences, and we can understand that we can survive together. And it's like, I have a platform. Great, I've cursed it with some drama and shit, but my heart was in the place of, I'm fighting against predators. And these predators are going after me and my family's well-being. So yeah, I'm going to go hard and stupid. And I didn't have help. I don't have to call out to all creators. I don't have to go this. I don't have to do all that to try to get this validity. There's a lot of people, you know, you guys are going for like this, if you've self-harmed or not. Self-harm is something interesting. Self-harm to me came in my later years because curiosity. And once I realized that I don't know how clear I can be without the YouTube stream being flagged, but when I'm gonna say no, honestly, the count makes me feel valid, and it's great. Even if for you saying one that you haven't, it's showing that there's people out there. It's like, hey, you know, we're in a mixed crowd of people who are fucked, like we've been hurt. And the human rationale for self-harm is the fact that there's a couple of things. I don't 100% remember them, and I'm not a psychiatrist, but one thing that is me, and it has stuck with a lot of people, is that some people do it because the overwhelming pain of whatever feeling, whether it's some sort of sadness, anger, whatever, it's better to feel that pain of self-infliction versus that emotion you're feeling. And that has always been my motivator. And it's something I've never been this candid about it. So watch this stream get used against me as well. But yeah, I suffer from self-harm issues. I suffer from eating disorders. I suffer from a lot of things. Self-harm's a huge thing for me. So covering things like, I mean, think about the shit I've talked about. Coldness in my heart. I made a whole thing about Eugenia Cooney, and it's because it's like, I could never necessarily relate to that, but those are the severest extremes of things that I am experiencing, and I look at them and I'm kind of like, you know, oh God. I'm not gonna try to get too emo on this, but like, yeah, I hope regarding the tornado stuff today, I hope everybody's okay. By me, it was just thunderstorm, and I was chilling at work. As far as that goes, I think all in all, oh, well, hold on, real quick. The Five Nights at Freddy's fan. Are you talking about this? Hold on, I have it macroed, bro. Hold on, one sec. I gotta. Here it is.
My name is Slimebeast, and you might recognize me as the author of the creepypasta Abandoned by Disney. I like children.
You talking about that one, or are you talking about something completely different? That I think is fake. I think that's somebody fucking with him. Yeah, we got a car, thankfully. I'm gonna be real. I think that one's just, you know, chimp clipped. But I saved it because it makes me laugh so fucking hard. You want to know? Hand to God. All my children. Let them all die right now if this is not real. This is 100% in context and real. And I've never been able to get a content creator, including that creepy reading, to acknowledge it.
It depends. Are you getting your rocks off? Are you getting your rocks off because you're fucking a 14-year-old, or are you getting your rocks off because of a nice pair of tits?
I have said some foul shit. Foul. Even last stream, if you wanted to look at a third person's perspective, the shit I said about Slimebeast's mother would make a lot of people gag. I am mean. I have never in my life said something like that. And then to top it off, this motherfucker says he grew out of pedophilia since 23. That's the motherfucker who started my problems, because I have another recording of that creepy reading. So for those of you who don't know, a lot of controversy around me comes from two incidences, or two things. Okay? And they're probably not going to be what you expect. One was a tweet I made. Fuck, I don't know if it was 2022 or 2023. It was my birthday, and I made a tongue-in-cheek joke about getting nudes on my birthday. I was like, if y'all want to send me titties, I'm going to show them to my wife anyway. As long as you're 18 plus, it's cool. Some shit like that. Apparently, that means I raped all of you. I'm not even kidding. I've been called a rapist for that. That's been interesting. And another thing is I promote sex work, because I believe in sex work. I even have, there's a good friend of mine, Shay Wednesday. She does excellent shows on Jerkmate and shit. That's a fucking ad plug, right? You know, this Wednesday she's doing a benefit show for our family. And that sounds like kind of weird, because it's like, you know, porn, but she's literally working her body to try to make sure our family is okay. You know what I mean? And I don't know how to properly address that, how grateful I am, because it's like, that's work. But anyhow, I support sex workers. I don't give a fuck. I've always been a guy who's liked fucking porn and shit like that. But I understand the real parts of people and why they do certain things and stuff like that, and the art of sex work. But apparently me supporting sex workers is just awful. It makes me such a deviant, evil person. It's a matter of, it's not like it's some forced thing. Oh yeah, I guess I kind of forgot my bigger point, but the whole, nude thing is so dumb. They're running with that, I fucking straight rape people. It's like, oh my god, do you remember all the time that all your little favorite content creators were saying nasty fucking shit the same way? Oh, but they were funny. Oops, Turkey Tom harbored a fucking pedophile in his Discord for how long? Oops. It's a matter of nostalgia owning people, and it's honestly, I have to cut my niche so fucking hard that I'm gonna make enemies. A lot of people keep bringing up Cold Raven too, and there's two things about Cold Raven I gotta say. One, I have a very weird mentality towards homie. Two, there is me. I can't give you a measurement for that, for all those other people. And second, if you have to, Slimebeast is 54, and he has to try to upset Cold Raven into attacking me because he knows that his audience will come and attack me and harass me. There's no such thing as a boxing match that I'm ducking. Just because you tag Cumstar on Twitter and say that we need to box doesn't mean that there's a boxing match, okay? These are rigged as a motherfucker, and they surrounded by money and friends, okay? We're not in that anywhere. If there was a paid boxing match with me and Cold Raven, fuck yeah, I'd do it. Even if I lose or whatever for the sport, it'd be fun. It'd be awesome, and people would see it. Am I going to take that seriously as a real grown man adult challenge online? Someone's trying to say that, well, you won't fight me. It's like, Habibi, you live in fucking New York. Why don't you walk your fucking fat ass over here and we'll do something? Slimebeast said on stream that he would never do it because I would call the cops. And it's like, okay, because I'd box you for free, fatty. I'd put my hands tied behind my back, fight him and Austin, fucking TCR, and I know I'd be fine. Because I'm not a keyboard warrior. Homie is Demon of Detroit, I grew up where it's hard. I grew up with fucking monsters. I know what, I can fight if I need to. I'm just not gonna go, fight me IRL. It's like, that's lame. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Yeah, Slimebeast is pro AI art. He swears up and down by it. I haven't fought in years. I'm not one for, believe it or not, as far as like believing in inflicting violence upon someone just because. I'm not that type. But when I have fought, I've lost fights. But I've won fights. I am tall. I am very fast. And my arms are Marfan syndrome fucking long, dude. Do I think I'm some sort of badass? No, I prefer to be non-violent. I'm a hippie, dude. But if I had to defend myself or my family, you're about to see plagued orangutan. It ain't about to be no plagued moth. It's about to be like fucking plagued ape going great. Gonna fucking fuck you up. Can't escape kind of shit. Like, it ain't about to be like that. I'm 6'3". I still say 6'2" because, like, I have such bad posture and back issues, and when I measure out, it's like 6'2", but, like, I'm 6'3" if I stand upright completely, and that's not counting my little hair height. Like, I'm 6'3". Doctors have confirmed, if you really want to get super technical, it's, like, 6'2.7", it's, like, such a stupid amount. Like, we're rounding up. I ain't no Peter Steele. And I'm skinny for my height. Like, you could tell. I mean, look at my arm and shit. Like, I'm a tall boy. I gotta say, no offense to people who are heavier. I've made so many fat jokes and shit towards Slimebeast, but I just know it's because he pisses them off. Like, I don't look at people like that. I really don't. I don't even care if you're overweight or whatever, or you consider yourself one or the other. I don't give a shit. If you're living your life and you're not hurting someone, it's okay. It hurts that boy's feelings. There's so many people talking. Okay, Squishy Spinky, you know, there's so many people talking about those Friday Night Funk and Gore mods. I got a video. I'll make a video, okay? I will. I promise you. I'll make a video about it soon. It'll probably be the next public video I put out, other than the whole closure to Slimebeast bullshit if I decide to do that. My opinion on it, though, is, like, Gore is really... You all need to hear me out for, like, 1 second, okay? And it's something I've had to put a lot of reflection on for like 5 straight months. And it's that Gore has a certain place in society where people just don't grasp. And it's that, should Gore be normalized? No. I don't believe that. Should Gore be taken more seriously? Absolutely not. It needs to be taken about 50% less seriously, especially with the virtue signaling. You are crying to the wrong people off of your clicks, because humans have had such a morbid fascination with death since forever, since they made up Jesus. And that, oh, that triggered somebody? No, I'm kidding. I don't know about all that. Actually, believe it or not, I believe that Jesus was a real person. I do. Anyway, lore-wise, violence is a fascination. It's a matter of whether you turn it to a perversion or an interest. And I play on a lot of jokes, but I'm definitely interested, definitely not perverted, because I don't like when people get hurt unless they actually deserve it. But the morbid fascination with death is human nature. We wonder what happens to the human body. We wonder what the limits are. We wonder what happens to us after we die. I just start paying attention to chat. Damn, girl, you 4'9"? You're about as shit. You're a little shorter than my wife. You shout. You fun size. You like pick you up, put you in my pocket. I like short girls. I do. I gotta admit, I like the fact that my wife is short, because it makes me look, because it adds that little playfulness in the relationship. Here's the contrast. We're talking about death. Now we're gonna talk about cute shit. It's not weird. It's just that I'm tall and I married a tomboy, okay? My wife is a lesbian. Like, legit. Okay. For those of you who are not in that kind of world, you're not going to understand that. But just understand that she's the tomboy fucking, like, I want to top bitches kind of girl. And, like, seeing her tough ass, and she's a fucking firecracker of a woman. That woman is powerful. There's not many people I fear in the world, but I do fear my wife's power. And it's because she's just another level of person. She just hasn't... It's like Goku not realizing he can become a Super Saiyan. It's like, come on, just do it. And he's like, no, I can't. That's my wife. Okay? My wife is the equivalent of jumping to, like, Super Saiyan 5 non-canonical bullshit on Frieza, like, Form 1. Like, for those who are like, a total fucking dork. But seeing her tough ass, and I'm just like, I'm bigger than you. It's so cute. I can pick her ass up, and I do sometimes. She freaks out because she doesn't realize I can do that. It's like, yes, I'm strong. So what, kitty? You got it going. Just rock your shortness. You want to know something that short people don't actually... Okay. Let me rephrase that because it sounds insensitive and stupid, and it does. Physiologically, that means not genetically or conditionally, but like just on the base level of how your body is, short people have less spinal issues to my knowledge than taller people. And it's because we're gumpy and we got to go all like to everything. Hear that? That's probably something you shouldn't do to your neck. Sure, people got a little more balance, I swear to you. Godzilla is such an unsung fucking, like, franchise of things. Jarmy, thank you for showing up. Yeah, shoot me a reminder on Twitter, because you never know. Maybe I will be able to come out there and see you. I would love to hang out with you, dude, and just, like, see you fucking perform. I have been looking at your shit. Like, you're not unnoticed. Same thing with Nola, homie. If you're here, I notice you too. I'm just a shitty human. Like, I don't recognize real when it needs to be. I got phone calls on, like, a list that I need to return. Natasha, dear, like, I'm hunched over real bad. I look weird right now. Watch this shit, though. This is how I should be. I think. Yeah, I should be about this if I'm relaxed in proper posture. Jalen, for sure. It's just I would love the voice act. It's a matter of people needing it and then me searching it. I'm not the most experienced in, like, putting my talent out there, but I would love to help with things and be part of a series maybe and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do other things than just gore. I want to be all over. Like, I have one life and I made myself known for who I am. Let's utilize it. 2 things real quick I want to say. Maybe 3. Indigo Monroe. Fantastic artists. You need to check out their work as well as their individual streams. They do things like The Sims and other things like that. Yeah, dude, I watch your shit. Don't worry, I do. That's why I share your stuff on Twitter. They've been a good supporter of mine for... Good is an understatement, but a supporter of mine for a long time. They've done very... You ever seen those really polished hedge moth art? That's them. I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. What I was trying to say... Wow, I'm so bad. Like, I'm good with words until I fuck up. Dear, what I'm trying to say is, thank you for all your support for so fucking long. Big shout out to you for your art, you as a person, and everything you stand for, because honestly, you're a great person. That's what I was trying to say about Indigo Monroe. God damn. I'll admit, I took a few shots. Slimebeast called me an alcoholic now. At first, I started numbing my teeth with alcohol, but, like, yeah, tonight, I'm scared. So I have a little bit of copium. I'm scared. I'm fucking terrified. I am so scared of waking up tomorrow because I know I'm going to be vomiting. I'm going to be having a panic attack. I got to go to court in the morning. I'm going to lose my home. I'm going to lose it. And I think what scares me more is I have this sense of calm, like things are going to be okay, because I think they will be. But what scares me is I don't know what's going to happen. And I know that we're going to be okay, but I just don't know. You know, it's the unknown that scares me. And I'm a bastard. I get it. Trolling everything, I could be perceived as a terrible person. I know I'm not a terrible person, but I get why people could come off that way. But yes, I expect mercy towards my family and my income purely because of my family. Because I want my haters to know we're here. I don't live for me and my selfishness, which does exist. I am a selfish individual too. I'm human. But my goal, my end goal is, I don't know why it snapped like that, but once I started, you know, getting involved in having and becoming a father, I'm like, they deserve more than I've ever even heard of. And I want my children to know that, I don't know, maybe it's because I have this fascination with, I want to construct the most, my kids deserve everything. I'm sorry, they do. They deserve, I don't deserve anything compared to what my children deserve. I deserve a bullet to the fucking head compared to what my children do. And I plead that towards my haters in a way. Even Slimebeast, like, dude. Their kids, even my oldest, who's 17, like, not a single soul in this house, even Andrea, deserves a half of what I deserve. They do. I mean, they don't. If anyone were to hate me, even Chris, but like for real, dude, you're watching, like, leave Andrea alone too. She's trying to help her family and me. She's a good person. No one groomed me. She's a victim too that's been hurt a lot. So if anybody hates me here, leave them alone, please. And just hate me, please. Of course my wife is going to try to stick out for me and help me. She sees everything that's great in me, and she knows the truth that I'm an okay person. But she's been hurt too. She don't deserve that shit. My kids, they don't deserve that shit. Like, leave them out of that shit. You know, we can hate each other and have our ghetto-ass stupid online beef, but, like, leave my family alone. Even if my wife speaks up, leave her alone. That's not fair. That's low-key me just asking, like, she's asleep. She probably won't see this stream. I don't think she knows I'm streaming. That's probably the alcohol, me pleading. I just hurt because I'm like, I could be insensitive and a piece of shit, but, like, I get that. But even in the most foul people, like the people who have, like, went up against me in different kinds of content and different shit, like, there was one guy way back. Does anybody remember the whole Jimmy J shit? That dude, I even told him. That sounds real gross, but I swear it's not. It's just because I was eating something greasy and then, you know, burping. Anybody who needs to hit me up, you know, mothmediausa@gmail.com is a good way, but Twitter is one of your better ways, even if you get filtered. Oh, yeah, this dude, yeah. Oh, wait, wrong guy. Hold on. I even told him, and he was on one of his alts, and he said this or this. He was high on meth, and he got emotional with me, and I told him, I said, and this was a long time ago, this is my first, like, whole thing that started the whole pedophile argument and shit, and why I started exposing people, and I was like, I don't care what you did, Jimmy. As far as your kids go, I just want to make sure they're okay, and I will never I said, I promise you I will never involve them. And I never have. I've brought his girl into it. Guilty. So me bitching about Andrea is just for my personal bias. Like, of course I don't want my wife to be picked on. Bringing someone's children into it is like bringing John Wayne Gacy's children into his trial and blaming them to me. And I'm not trying to use my children and say that they've attacked them for my actions. I'm just saying, like, I know my children will suffer from these people attacking me, and it just sucks, because it's like, you want to know something funny? He got arrested, and he deleted all his videos on me after he got released after 3 months. It's almost like all that child exploitation material on his shit. My children, I'm gonna tell you about my kids, okay? Like, my kids are fucking gods. I am a piece of trash, and those children deserve everything, and I'm going to create, until I die, I will make sure that their kids and them are taken care of till the day I fucking die. And that has been a goal of mine for life. Brilliant. They are me and Andrea and I untainted entirely. Two brilliant souls without sin, basically. That's how I view our children. And it's like, because, you combine the DNA of you and you take away the plagues. Pun not intended. But it's life in a way. This is kind of, I guess, my perspective. Then life is the way that molds you into what might happen. And then genetics and a bunch of other shit. But, like, I look at my kids and I'm like, they always say shit like they idolize me heavily. Like, I'm a good dad. I know I'm a good dad. Okay, I'm a good dad. But I like to be a better dad. Everybody should want to be a better parent. And I try, even through oh fuck, dude, we all make mistakes. I've been a piece of shit here and there verbally, and and even after, let's just say I get super heated, I get into an argument with my kids, I ground them, I do this and that. I'll go into my room, go into my office, which is like closet, that's where I'm at right now, and I reflect on everything. And then I guarantee you 10 minutes later, I go into my son's room. This is just an example, just my son, because it's the most recent little bad boy interaction we've had. And I talk to him, I'm like, look, this is how I always talk to my kids, because I'm like, I tell them this: humans are built to react out of anger. So, like, let's say I yell at them or something. I'm very controlled typically, but no matter what, I'll say, I'm sorry I yelled at you, even if it was right. I'm sorry that I yelled at you and made you cry or hurt your feelings. That doesn't always happen, but you know what I mean? I want to make sure that they go, okay, well, he's acknowledging that I have feelings. And I'm like, and I don't want to make you feel sad, but this is why X, Y, and Z was said and happened. And then I talk. And this has been a thing since my children were probably about 4. And I hope one day, I know statistically, like, dude, one of my kids is going to be a content creator. They all want it because they know that I'm somebody, but they don't know 100% of what I do, now. Except my eldest. At this point, they know what I do. Especially my daughter, my eldest daughter. She knows 100% of what I do as far as, like, what my content is. She's almost an adult. She knows. I told them that no matter what happens, even on some cancel low life, I will help you edit, I will help you market, I will help you do it, and I'll help you learn from the mistakes that I have made. Because I'm telling you, my kids, if Andrea actually dedicated her time to content, you wouldn't watch me anymore. Unless it's for the crazy gore shit. But if it was for, like, social shit and the things that your heart cares about, because I know that, like, I'm that. You know what I mean? Like, she actually puts out... Give me 1 second to collect. I gotta yawn. I got a niche. I gotta talk about gore. I gotta talk about death. Andrea doesn't. So she could put all of her out there, and you guys would be like, damn. That's the kind of shit. Like, I don't know. I got that thing where I'm like, I see the best in all people. Even 12 minutes ago, I'm going, okay, I just checked my thing. Spinling. Homies might remember him as that unstable younger guy who covered content about me being a pedo, but like, honestly, I like the guy. Because I started to mature on the thought, and I'm like, he's young. He's a content creator trying to make it on his own little way. You know, he's like 19 years old. I should not blame him personally for believing the shit that his friends have portrayed about me, and then him trying to make content when, and genuinely, like, he's got a following, he's doing his thing, he's making a career, and I want to shout him out. He made a nasty video about me being a pedophile, and I want to shout him out because, like, while that's not incorrect, his work is actually where it's at. He has a good personality, he's got a good voice, he's got good content. His mission, his heart's in the right place, basically, but he's just doing what he's doing. And you know what? Good. I'm going to have a whole different approach to haters and shit now. And this is the first step of it. And it's like, this is true construction. Because, okay, from his perspective, I'm a really bad guy. You know? And I think that when he approached it that way, he's getting information from people he really trusts. And he's like, okay, well, you know, they're showing me this and this, you know, I'm going to, of course, portray it as what it is. And I think he honestly meant his mission statement positively. And I follow him on Twitter now. He's probably a little worried. He's probably like, oh, this guy's weird. But, like, I don't think he's a bad dude. I just think he was misguided at first, and he's just trying to make his way with content. I think he's got people he admires that he would like to make content after. Like, I know he's a Turkey Tom fan and shit, but I think this dude actually has some potential just to be him, and I really hope for the best for him, because I hope that he makes some content that really just pushing forward and pushes a different kind of narrative and commentary. Like, I think one thing that hooked me is he's got a really good avatar. Like, it just looks cool. He's got a good vibe. But and honestly, I used to, like, really be pissed at this kid. Like, I try not to call him a kid or belittle him, but I'm 29, he's 18. I'm sorry, dude, if you see this, but you're a kid compared to me. And I've had this very hateful, spiteful thing, but there's always been this thing that made me go, don't talk shit about Spendling. And even right now I'm looking at, because I'm bringing this up because I check my Twitter periodically. I check for harassment every time I stream, and he made a tongue-in-cheek comment about, like, Slimebeast victimizes his dog, kidnapped my dog and ate it. And he made some stuff about stepping away from the drama and trying to evolve his channel, and I was so proud. I know that sounds so inappropriate and weird, but I was like, you know what, dude? You know what? I'm proud of you, because, like, I know I'm not great motherfucker, but I'm like, I have experience, and I'm like, I'm older, and I'm like, you're evolving. I don't care if he makes 10 more hate videos about me, but I'm saying is the guy's got potential, and he's like, he decided now, being younger, as a younger guy, being like, I did this, I participated in this, I'm seeing different perspectives, and he acknowledged, I'm seeing different perspectives, and he acknowledged it was partially about our situation. I really don't want to throw him under the bus. I'm just, like, really hyped for him, because it's like, not just because in a way it turned in my favor, but because it's like, he's a young adult trying to make content creation, and I've always been a big person on supporting small content creators, and, like, I think homie has it. There's not a lot of commentary people that, especially that idolize bad people like he does, that can actually produce good content, but he does. And the fact that he's stepping away from the drama, I don't even care if he keeps my video up about hating me and this and that. Like, he's doing what he needs to do, and he's maturing, and he's taking the proper actions, and it's one of those things where it's like, practice what you preach, but you can't, and I admire it. Okay. I know Slimebeast is giving him hell, and I hope that's not a continuation, though, because I don't think anybody deserves that. You in Traverse City? I've never been to Traverse City. At least I've been driving through, but never lived there. This is my first time in the first time in the west side of Michigan. I'm, like I said, I'm from Detroit, but I lived all around like Taylor, Dearborn Heights, Allen Park, you know, those areas like that. And like, west side's different, weather's different for sure. People, like, I don't go out much, but like, there's a lot of places around here I like to do. It's just like, I don't know, man. From 1 to 10, how drunk are you? A 3. I got a light buzz on. I know you see me kind of taking here and there, but like, I had a little bit of Fireball left, and I'm not gonna lie. You can say whatever. I'm not gonna make excuses, but I had some shots because it's like, I want to calm my nerves. I'm scared for tomorrow. I'm scared. Let's see. Does porn gore exist? Are you talking about the mixtape, homie? Because, yeah, it exists. It's just not like anything the title says it's like. Just like Fetus Munchers is mostly actually just anime gore. I think it's a very niche mixtape that's outdated. Porn gore, volume 1, and I want to say 2 as well. Like, they're not like what you think they are. I think that people really need to make a updated version of that iceberg, because like, dude, even I'm developing a mixtape. Like, I may or may not release a mixtape. Non-profit, of course, because it's gore, but like, I don't know. There's an art to it. I've changed when it comes to gore. There's been varying opinions that have come out of my mouth, and I know that's what kind of gets me with the whole detractors. Here's the evolution. I went from completely against the media to understanding the free speech aspects of it, and then rationalizing that gore media isn't bad because someone is dying. It's not bad because of what is depicted. It's bad because of how it's exploited. Is it exploited in a manner, because no matter what, I guess you can call it exploitation. Is it exploited in a manner that actually is informative and that gives context and that actually provides a rationale and a closure to the situation as best possible, versus something that's just like, okay, here's someone dying? Those are where I draw the lines on my content. And then, honestly, lately I've been diving more into the content involving like victims of like sexual abuse and stuff, because like, those are the topics that nobody will talk about. And it's always like, oh, everybody thinks Daisy's destruction, Daisy's destruction, Daisy's destruction. Like, that's not the worst that's out there. That's nothing. That's not on the tip of the iceberg at all as far as CSAM goes. You think that story is bad? Holy shit. That is the fucking Teletubbies of CSAM. In before Slimebeast clips that and says, I watch it. But no, but like, all you gotta do, like, how do I say this without being belittling? I shouldn't say all you gotta do is read. There's a lot out there, material-wise, to read about. And I'm guilty of barring my iceberg, so to speak, and I expect everybody to understand it, be able to reference it, but I need to... I have the sticky note here. The most important video I've ever made was the end of the Ultimate Not Safe for Life iceberg. And it's the most painful video I've ever made. I said I would never watch it again after 2 times. I've had a sticky note here because of fundraising streams to watch my favorite documentaries. We need to watch Tier 9, the final part again. It's the only thing that I've made that has made me cry and puke. For real. And it's because There's interviews in it from people who have indulged in hardcore, watched Daisy's Destruction and worse, and they describe their perspectives on it. And it's like, these individuals, like, they give you an insight into the realities of our world and how we're outnumbered. There's 175 according to my YouTube studio. I don't care what the actual number of people is. Thank you all for joining me tonight. But I know there's at least one of you out there that knows all the lore. And then I want you to know that there's so much worse out there that we can't even believe it's real. And I think that that's going to be my thing, and it will probably get me killed. I'm going to go over and uncover a conspiracy that's getting my head blown off. What's the worst video out there? I don't think that's a fair thing that could be put into a statement. From what I know off the surface, without saying too much or going into... So at the end of the iceberg, it's all focused on child exploitation because, in my opinion, I shouldn't have to say that, but it's the worst thing. There's no crime that compares to hurting kids. And people's endgame is Daisy's destruction, and what they don't realize is, and you can find all this information by reading and Googling, and I say that because people are like, that's only because you watched it. Anyway, I did not watch Daisy's Destruction. The only reason that story came out that way is because Peter Scolio was a known con artist and scammer. The reason he fled Australia wasn't because of pedophilia. It's because of fraud charges equaling over $2 million. So he's like a millionaire in the Philippines in prison. Put that to your imagination. Second, he moved there to control the economy's poor, the impoverished, and that's how he obtained Daisy. He bought her for about $20. And then Cindy was the girl he killed. There was other victims as well. Daisy's destruction became popularized because that was Peter Scolio's mission, to popularize hardcore and commercialize it. It was sold over the clear web, not the dark web, the deep web, the dank web. That is a lie, a myth. Anybody who tells you that is a liar and should fucking fuck off. It was traded over various file sharing sites, including Mediafire. And he was hated by other pedophiles because he was a con artist. He would get your money and he wouldn't deliver. There was a lot of other things that went into play. And that's what made hardcore go into the mainstream. But it's far from the first story, the first incident, the first case. One of the most prevalent cases that I can say from memory was discussed on that tier as well, and it's Melissa.zip. Melissa was a victim of CSAM. She was about 7 or 8 years old. This is detailed in a book. The title always eludes me. I have to go back to my notes to reference the title of the book to understand, because I had to read the book to understand what happened to this girl. Okay, it's detailed in there. And this is a very, very popular child exploitation thing. This predates Daisy's destruction. What I can tell you is the girl is put into a dog cage and a bunch of other things happen. But these things are arguably worse. There's so many different things. And it's like, it's just so... My motivation nowadays is to go, okay, well, these stories need to be told. All these monsters need to be exposed. But that's bad of me. I don't know how they think spamming my chat helps their case. Like, you're just sticking it for a pedophile. Like, Slimebeast admitted that he wants to fuck kids on stream. There's probably no mods tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I've been ranting without watching my chat. It's not their fault, though. It's not my mod's fault. I got off work and spontaneously streamed. I didn't warn anybody. But I should go. I do got court in the morning. I just wanted to vent to you and rant and chill. Thank you all for the support. And if you'd like to support me, just go to the description. If it's financial, cool. You want to donate to the GoFundMe, fine. If you don't and you want to still support me anyway, just go and subscribe to my channel, you know, stuff like that. And just keep an eye out and chill, and we'll, you know, you'll know what's going on next. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I should cut it, because if I don't, I'm going to stay up too late, and I don't know. I can't be late to a court date. I might stream tomorrow sometime Eastern Standard Time afternoon, like after 2 p.m., just to let you know how guys go. I can't guarantee that's going to happen, but we'll see how that goes. But until then, you know, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for hearing me bitch. And thank you for supporting me. If you still like to support me directly, the GoFundMe was just pinged off in general and the chat. That's the most secure way and stuff to do it. If you like the content as well, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/plaguemoth, subscribe.com/plaguemoth, blah, 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 blah. You know where to find me. I'm grateful for everything. I gotta spit out my ad shit, but like, no matter what happens, I'm not going to quit content creation, even if I have to do it out of a fucking car. You're gonna see Plague Moth. I'm not sure what's gonna happen from here, but it is what it is, and victims will always have a voice until the day I fucking die, at least. I'm not even banning that one. Let that one chill. The thing is, too, Slimebeast was talking about how he hates brown women the other night. That was fucking funny. Anyway, love y'all. Have a good night. I'll let you know how things go tomorrow.